Hey friend, if you've arrived at this video through a link that I sent you, please know that I have you here because you're considered a friend. Now, my friends come in many types. My veteran brothers have a special place in my heart, and without them, my very life would be of a lesser quality. My biker friends, we all have a much lighter-hearted experience, but a lot of enjoyable experiences and great laughs. But over the past couple of years, my circle of associates have grown to include those I know only from social media. And I've only recently realized the personal value of social media. The first and most valuable aspect of social media I've realized is how my Beirut veteran brothers and I have used it to stay in touch with each other. This video allows me to speak to you at your convenience, and allows me to speak to other friends with the same exact convenience. But more importantly, it allows me to speak with the same request and the same message. And my message is this: I'm launching a Facebook page, and I'm asking you to like and to follow it. Additionally, after doing so, I'm asking you to watch Facebook. And when you're scrolling through Facebook, as you normally do, and whenever you follow a page or like a page, you'll see that page in your thread whenever something's posted to it. So that's my first request, is that you do that. And it's free to you, and it's very helpful to me in a couple of different ways. But then I ask that when you see any post that I put on that page that shows up in your thread, coming across as you're scrolling like you normally would do, I'm asking you to just stop and take a brief look to decide if the content is interesting. If so, give it a thumbs up and share it. If 100 of my friends do this, the contents of the page that I'm creating will reach all the friends of my friends, which kind of means mathematically that no less than 1,000 people will be reached whenever I post something onto this page. Now, this ain't just a friend thing. If you don't think that the content I share is worthy of being shared, then don't share it. Better yet, if you strongly feel the content reflects an incorrect position, or maybe it's just something that you strongly disagree with, I would encourage you to share it with a disagreeable comment. Now, most of the posts that I'm going to put up will be videos from various sources. Things I've closely examined, things I've already seen. In the future, I would hope that other posts might be made by you. By the way, as I understand how most of us value friends, and that you might not want to risk, offending your friend, through a debate or an argument with them, I will not make any counter arguments to anything that you would ever say about any of the posts. The only time I will ever engage in discussion from this particular page is if somebody were to post something specifically on the page, or maybe something specifically on this YouTube channel. I've been a member of many pages and groups on Facebook. Most of them kind of suck, but you know what? Many of them are pretty good. I have not found any who approach political subject matter in the same way that I do. So I'd like to ask my friends to consider this particular approach to political thought process. And if you find it interesting, I am going to invite you to become a contributing administrator or a moderator of the page. So here's the approach. And I look forward to hearing from you to tell me what your thoughts on it may be. Okay, first of all, we're all guilty of wishing our will upon others to some degree. We all have opinions, whether we share them or not. We all have opinions whether they're based on fact or not. That's just how we are. The approach I want to invite you to consider is to simply take your point of view and test it against the plain language of the Constitution to see if what you desire would require a constitutional amendment, or if what you desire already fits within the Constitution. For example, and I'm just using this for an example, if you believe in a Muslim ban, that belief would obviously never survive as law because that law would be in violation of our freedom of religion. Unfortunately, that's just the truth. But if you believe in a Muslim ban, the question is, Should the Muslim ban be enforced by repealing the First Amendment, or would it be enforced by amending the First Amendment? That's kind of the question. There is no other constitutionally legitimate option. Could the amendment be altered in a way to accomplish such a goal? Now, listen, again, by no means am I opening that particular subject matter. It's kind of an extreme example, nor am I expressing my opinion on that issue. That was, like I keep saying, it's just an example. The point is that in no case do we ever agree that any politicians ever pass an unconstitutional law. We would never agree that police enforce unconstitutional laws. And we would never agree that the police enforce anything beyond the law itself. Now, I believe that those three principal rules would allow bad ideas to be bad because they would require a change to the Constitution, which could cause other bad ideas to become law, or maybe just the opposite. What about the right to bear arms? Instead of agreeing to this gun law or that gun law, listen, man, infringement is infringement. And if the Constitution says, and I quote, the government shall not infringe, well, then that's the way it is. If there is an exception to that restriction and the government would legitimately be authorized by the Constitution and not by some group or Supreme Court to infringe upon that right, well, then let's frame it specifically, allowing that limited infringement or not. Now, I know that many of my friends may not have the energy or the desire to participate in these type of discussions, and that's all right, but my friends can at the very least help me to find those that will. I don't care if you're a Republican. I don't care if you're a Democrat. I could care less if you support President Trump or not. This is not about any type of political ideology or the egos of politicians or their popularity. It's about the integrity of our Constitution. If the Constitution was respected by all politicians, their political ideologies and personalities would be irrelevant to how they impact our lives. Their words would be just words, while their actions would be limited by the Constitution. You know, in reality, that's the way it's supposed to be anyway. Now, I've went a little bit further in this video than I planned. So let me get back to the basics. I'm asking my friends to like and follow the Red Pill 2020 Facebook page. And by the way, while you're here on YouTube, hit the like and subscribe on this YouTube channel. You won't be annoyed by too many things that take place. Please feel free to post a comment or contact me privately if you want. And hey man, thanks for your time.